Some speakers, it's all about the party. You just have to dance around like a crazy person, a bit like this. Let's go! Woo! However, some speakers are more like this. Hello and welcome to Small Room Audio. Today we're talking about the Triangle AIO3 all-in-one box speaker. Before we get into the product itself, and it is a good one, let's have a look at the packaging. Normally I don't bother because hi-fi components can come in some pretty average to pretty rubbish packaging, but not here. In fact, they've thought about it quite a lot and it's very nice. Look at the top of this. This is the foam that keeps the speaker in the box itself. Some quick start guide on the front of it, well thought out. The actual speaker itself comes in this lovely material bag. Again, didn't need to do it, but feels really high-end and elegant to start with. We get a pretty standard power cable, a remote control, which is well laid out and actually feels a bit more quality than the usual sort of remote control you get at this price point. And sometimes you don't get a remote control at all because the apps are what we tend to use for all-in-one box speakers. So that's a nice addition. And then finally, a pretty comprehensive but easy to follow instruction guide with lots of nice colour, big juicy pictures to get you up and running in no time at all. So yeah, well done Triangle, good start. Now let's have a look at the product itself. Well, isn't it beautiful? This is the Triangle AIO3 in limited edition mustard yellow. I'm being attacked by the dog. Please do ignore it. In fact, you're going to go on the floor because you're just going to be distracting. So what we have here is a one-box solution for your audio needs in the house. And it's very pretty, isn't it? This is a very elegant, sophisticated looking piece that has a silver trim on the top and at the bottom here with some lovely machine buttons with very satisfying click to each of them. I don't know if you're picking that up, but oh, that feels nice. I could play with them for some time. Anyway, what have you got there is power, source, volume, up and down. Very straightforward, very simple. This is very simple to use actually. The app that comes with it is a little bit bare bones, allows you to play with the treble and the bass. I wouldn't actually do that because I think it's probably tonally pretty good out the box. And you don't want to push up the bass so it's all muddy. This produces beautiful music as it is. Where was I? Yes, so you've got the AIO3 app. Not an easy title, Triangle. Try and name them a little bit easier in future, because unless you just say AIO, maybe it's a Freddie Mercury style, I don't know. Anyway, so you've got the app to run it. You can choose your desired streaming platform, Spotify, Tidal, whatever, and away you go. Pretty easy and simple to do. Buttons on the front. On the back here we have a port in the middle and we have the power, connect button, reset, auxiliary in, optical in, Ethernet and USB. You don't really need to use any of those because it can run off wireless and, well, do you really want to put inputs into it? I suppose you could, but this is designed really for streaming. This is going to sit in your home looking pretty and it's going to stream music very nicely indeed. However, it's worth saying this is aimed towards mid-range focused music. So if you've got singers, if you've got really nice acoustic music to listen to, this is a fantastic piece of kit. However, if you want to pump out hip hop or anything like that, you probably need to look elsewhere. We have what I would say is almost like, well, it is, it's audiophile grade mid-range going on here. So the voices are open, textured, nuanced. It's simply lovely to listen to, even in a different room. I had this on in the kitchen, sat in the living room, listened to it, and it's very easy to be engaged with it, very easy to be moved by it. I can imagine you come home after a hard day, get a nice glass of whiskey or glass of wine, just kick back and relax to it. You know, you don't have to do critical listening, but this is something where you would actually listen as opposed to just having it in the background and not focus in. You find it very hard not to focus in with the music when it's playing through the AIO3. Yeah, it's a lovely sound. The top end's very sweet, it's not super hyper extended, but there is enough there to give you a bit of twinkle, and it can also be pretty dynamic. So for orchestral pieces, it works too. But as I said, the bass, not so hot. And let's get to some of the caveats and things that we don't like so much and take a look in the kitchen. So here we are in the kitchen, a bit of a different location, just to talk about the 3 caveats and problems with the Triangle AIO3. As I just mentioned, bass. There's not a lot of it. So I listened to Newton Faulkner's cover of Massive Attack's Teardrop, and when it starts getting going towards the end, you don't have that big oomph of bass come in as it all comes to a crescendo. So it feels a little bit missing, but the voices up to that point are fantastic. So it's a bit of a trade-off, as many things are in hi-fi. Secondly, volume. Well, you've got 5 settings. Volume setting 5, I wouldn't go there just for your sake. For 4, it's a little bit strained, but 3 and below, it's absolutely great. And that's more than enough for most people in most settings. And lastly, this lovely finish on it. Well, look after that lovely finish, because in a room like the kitchen, it can pick up all sorts of grime, dirt, dog food, tequila. You know, an average night in our home would obviously involve all of those things. And just to take a quick look at my Sonos Play 5, which is in situ in the kitchen at the moment, the state of it, that is not what you want something like this, a beautiful piece of hi-fi jewellery, to end up looking like. So, all in all, rounding it up, the AIO3 from Triangle is a really sophisticated, nuanced and beautiful speaker, both in looks and mid-range sound. So I very much highly recommend it, and if you like this sort of thing, do check it out. Hope you like the review. Please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here very soon.